How's it going, my J&D gamer community? We're so glad to have you here for our TCG Live video today. I want to give a quick shout out to Miguel, our new subscriber. Welcome to the channel, Miguel. We're glad to have you in this community. Today we're going to be jumping back on TCG Live. We're not going to be looking at our Lost deck again. Maybe another time we'll go back through that. But today we're actually going to be looking at our United Wings deck. So for our United Wings deck, you might have seen this list somewhere. You've got the Manaphy with the Wave Veil to protect the bench. You've got Buddy Catch Gallade, really great for that late game, trying to find a supporter, trying to find a boss's order to try to pull up something that's going to give you that clutch win. Really, really good in those clutch spots. We do run the Fighting type Gallade as an alternate hitter as well. Great when you're running against something with fighting weakness or a deck that runs a lot of Vs. We run Dittos to copy we run 2 Dittos to copy the attacks from our basics in the bench. The Routes and Kirlia, of course, Routes. And we run our Refinement Kirlia. Really great to use that Refinement to get rid of some of your United Wings Pokemon. We do run 4 of each United Wings. Flamigo with that Instaflock to find 3 as soon as you play it to the bench. Wattrel, great electric attacker. Murkrow, great dark attacker, really good against the Mew VMAX decks. And it also only takes a basic dark energy to use it, so you're not even sacrificing that 20 damage of using the double turbo. We also use Squawkabilly EX. We run 2 of these just to make sure that we can find them if we need them or when we need them. Really great using these on the first turn. Basically, if you go second, which you should playing United Wings, but if you go second, it essentially gives you 2 Professor's Research in 1 turn. So really, really, really good. For our trainers, we have 4 Professor's Research, speaking of her. 4 of those really helps you discard that hand down and then build up that discard pile, as well as just getting to see a bunch of your cards. We run 2 heavy balls. Now, this is kind of weird. Usually most decks only run 1 heavy ball. But with United Wings, it's really helpful to run 2 because you really want to have all of your Pokemon in play, like within grasp. Like, you want to be able to find them either in the deck or have them in your hand. You don't want them lost to that prize to a prize card. 2 switches just so that we don't get caught with Squawk in our active spot or something like that. 4 level balls, a lot of things with less than 90 HP, so 4 level balls helps a lot. Azinia's Resolve lets you discard 2 cards from your hand, and then you draw a card for each of the Pokemon that your opponent has in play. We run 2 Boss's Orders. We run 1 Rescue Carrier. We run 1 Nest Ball. We run 4 Ultra Balls. We run 1 Serena. 1 Palpad, 2 Collapsed Stadiums, 1 Clara, 1 Echoing Horn, and that brings us back to our Professor's Research. And then our energy for the deck is 4 double turbos and 4 basic dark energies. So that's the deck list for you guys. Without further ado, we're going to set this as my active deck, and we're going to hop into a match. All right. And so while our match is loading, I just want to say, if you're new to the channel, which the channel's new, so I'm assuming all of you are new. We're glad to have you here. We're glad to have you on this channel. We're glad to have you watching some of these videos, and I hope that you're enjoying yourself. So we're gonna call Tails. I like to call Tails all the time. Waiting for Ethinton. Ethinton, if you are watching this video, Ethinton, I hope you have a good match, okay? Here we go. So we did call Tails and we flipped heads. So we're going to see what that means. Usually they're going to pick to go first. And like I said, opponent will go first. All right. So we do get to go second, which is what we like. We get to start with the Routes. Okay. I just saw the Flamingo come out of the bench, or come out of the deck. I was like, oh, that's one of the worst ways you can start is with a Flamigo and you're active. You don't get that Instaflock ability unless it comes from your hand. So you don't even want to start with it on your bench. You want to start with something else, and you want to hold it until it's your turn. So they are playing that Palkia. That Palkia is weak to electric type. So with that Palkia being weak to electric type, we will probably be trying to swing with our Wattrel if we can on this first turn. I have seen this deck pop off so fast that you can hit, especially when you're hitting for weakness, you really only have to hit 110 damage. So I've seen, and we got the watch roll, I have seen this deck pop off like this before. We're going to see what we can do with it. We do have the heavy ball. We have a lot of stuff here. We're going to first and foremost insta-flock to get, okay, we do have one of them in the prize cards. Go ahead and put that energy on watch roll. Use Hisuian heavy ball. Oh, there's a lot in there. We need to grab that Squawkabilly, though, so that we can have him on the bench to discard some stuff. Go ahead and throw him down. Go ahead and throw down the Collapse Stadium. Just kind of thin our hand a little bit. We're going to research first because it gives us that one extra card to see what we can find. Oh, I don't like that we have so many energies in our deck, or in our hand right now. We do have the switch to be able to get back into our watch roll. That's awesome. And we have Ultra Ball. We're going to discard the Murkrow and watch roll. We're actually going to find another, probably Murkrow here, to discard that with the Squawkabilly. Since we're having to get rid of it anyway, I'm going to go ahead and play the Pal Pad to put that research back in. And then we're going to Squawk and Seize to discard our hand and draw 6 more cards. We're going to go ahead and bench Manaphy since he does have the Radiant Greninja. I really don't want him to be able to get that set up. And we are short. Oh, man. We were so close. Yeah, it's just not going to do it for us. All right, so we're going to hit for 160. Really, really great solid first turn. Wish we could have gotten that extra 20 damage is all we needed. If we had gotten one more into the discard zone, we actually would have been able to get a KO on that Palkia first turn. That would have been awesome, but it is what it is. They do get another turn to set up with Palkia in the active spot. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a V-Star come out here, but we'll see what they do. Let's see, it seems like they're taking a while to think. Okay, they're going to use Irida. So Irida lets them search for a water Pokemon and an item card. So we're going to see what they search for. They are taking a while to look. I don't know if they're just checking their deck right now or if they weren't entirely sure what they were looking for when they played the Irida. You know, typically when you play something like the Irida, you're going to have an idea of what you're getting. Did it even show me what they grabbed? Oh my goodness. So I don't know if you guys have played, if any of you have played Magic or are familiar with the Arena app for Magic, then you know that when someone reveals something before they put it in their hand, it kind of leaves it marked as, you know, your opponent has seen this, your opponent knows that card exists, and it actually will let you as the opponent see that card and because you know it's in their hand. And I kind of wish that Pokemon would kind of do something along those lines as well, especially because when someone reveals a card like that, it's there for so little time that if you're not staring at the screen right at that moment, and even if you are sometimes, you still miss it. So we do see that V-Star come in. We did see them use that ability to attach up to 3 water energy from their discard pile to one of their Pokemon. They only had the one, so they're just trying to get that watch roll out of the way right now. We do have the double turbo, so we're going to go ahead and put up Flamigo and swing with him for this turn. Now, see, one of the additional benefits of this deck is that as your opponent knocks out your Pokemon, they're actually letting you do more damage. And we are still short again. My goodness. So here I'm actually going to bring up that Bidoof. We're going to just go ahead and get this quick knockout. typically this probably isn't the play that you would want to go for. My hand's a little dead right now with these extra Ralts. We did find the other boss's orders, so that's good. So typically you probably wouldn't want to do something like that, but my hand's a little dead. I kind of want him to knock out this Flamigo anyway, but I don't want to waste that turn just attacking and leaving this Palkia with 20 health left. So we're gonna see what he does for his turn now and see how we progress moving forward. We have kind of hit this little dead spot. You don't typically see this kind of dead spot with the United Wings deck. Usually there's enough draw support, but we did just kind of run into basically we ran into a brick wall right now. So we're gonna see if we can get ourselves out of it. We do have a switch if we want to avoid some stuff. We do have a boss's order if we need to like stall. We can always pull up that Greninja. Basic water Pokemon's attacks except any Articuno do 10 more damage. Interesting. Wonder why he would have chosen that. It's not like he's... I mean, it's not like my Pokemon are, you know, high HP Pokemon. And it's only 10 extra damage. Is the attack's only... I don't really know why he would have pulled that out. But I don't know his deck. I don't know what he's playing as, so... You know what? It is what it is. I kind of expected to see some kind of back Excalibur line coming up soon, but... Oh, so he does boss's order up the Flamigo. This is one of the worst parts of having that Flamigo... Or, not Flamigo, sorry, the Squawkabilly. He did boss up that Squawkabilly. It's really one of the worst parts about having that Squawkabilly out. Usually you want to try to get rid of it as fast as possible. We just couldn't do that this match. Just means that we're going to have to play a little bit more catch up here. I don't want to get rid of that boss's orders because that's our last one in the deck, but I really think we have to because we have to get something going here. All right. So we do find a Kirlia and we find a Murkrow that our Kirlia can get rid of. So that does put our Flamigo able to hit lethal here. Got that. We're going to go ahead and get some more. Let's go ahead and set up that Watchful for next turn, actually. Because that Watchful will be able to hit lethal on the Palkia if he tries to bring that up. What does he have down here that I could block his bench with? Oh, that Bidoof. I don't really want to do that because he might have the Bibarel. So we'll shoot for 120 right now. Let's just go ahead and swing and take him out. I was thinking about playing that Ultra Ball, trying to get rid of that other Watchful. We do find a Flamigo and a Watchful, so we now can use that Ultra Ball. Get rid of that Flamigo and Murkrow, and then we'll have another Watchful ready to use. We are starting to run low on energies, though. We do have one more double turbo and one more dark energy. We can always use Clara's to get the energies back. Clara's really great because it'll get the Ditto and the energy back. They did put up the Articuno, so they are kind of trying to kind of stall us out a little bit, make sure that we can't take 2 prize cards. We got the Dark Energy, we got a Kirlia. Sorry, my air conditioner just turned on. I'll turn that off so you guys don't have to hear that while I'm talking. Okay, so as that's cooling off, I do have a level ball. We can use that to find the Murkrow and discard that with Refinement. We have the Dark Energy we can throw on the Ditto so that he can start attacking soon too. It's always great to have multiple attackers ready to go. Kind of helps with the stalling tactic, make them really have to fight for things. So we're going to go ahead and find that Murkrow. And then we're still going to attach, but instead of discarding the Murkrow to Refinement, we're just going to go ahead and Professor's Research since we drew that. Really good. Next turn, we do have Clara to get some energy back. Now, the problem with Clara is that she only grabs basic energy, so she's only going to grab darks. We do have the rescue carrier as well if we ever need it. And the Ultra Ball. This looks like it's going to be a really... Looks like this might turn out to be a pretty good match. We do take out this Articuno. He's going to come up... I would assume he's going to come up with that Palkia. If he... I don't know, because if he takes out that Flamigo, he's got to see that that Wattrel's ready to go. So if he takes out that Flamigo, I have win with the Wattrel. So he's got to see that. Let's see if he does. He's got Lumineon. He's probably going to try to find Boss now. I would assume we're going to see a Boss for Wattrel. Try to take that out. We do have another Wattrel if we can find the other double turbo energy. I don't remember if it's in the prize cards or not. We can check those with the heavy ball. We can do quite a bit of thinning before we have to start digging, so that's good. We can dig with Zinnia. Zinnia's not going to grab a whole lot. And we'll grab 3 right now. Oh, they go with the Irida. Interesting. Okay, what are we doing here? Does he not see the knockout with Wattrel here? Because Wattrel definitely is going to hit over 280 right here. I mean, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. We have 140. Yeah, we have 140 before weakness. 140 before weakness is definitely a knockout. Xian Pao's not going to help you. Oh, it might because he's not weak. Interesting. That's a good play because he's not weak to Wattrel. That was actually a pretty good play. Proud of you. No, that's just not the play I was thinking of. I wonder if when he started searching for a trainer, if he saw if he couldn't find a boss. He isn't going to attack or anything though, so he's gonna just leave it up to us to do something. So I don't want to get rid of that other Wattrel because I do want to keep it. There's a Ditto and the other is a Gallade. Okay. So anyway, I do want to keep that Wattrel. And I also want to go ahead and start digging a little bit so that I can find that double turbo when we need it. Because it is there. We've got quite a bit of stuff in there. Oh, we do have another Flamigo in the deck that we can get rid of here. So get rid of those. Again, right now we're thinning more than anything else. Play Zinnia to get rid of Flamigo and yeah, Collapse Stadium. Play that, just get rid of it. Didn't help me out here. Okay. So either way, we do have the Professor's Research next turn to be able to find that double turbo. So we will find double turbo next turn if we need it. We're just gonna go ahead and swing with 160. But I can't quite hit that 220, not with 2 United Wings on the board. If I still had like the Wattrel in my hand, I could have definitely gotten rid of those and then retreated into Ditto, and Ditto would have hit for 220 for lethal. So sadly, we do have to give our opponent 1 extra turn. Getting rid of that boss's orders early on really kind of, if we still had that in the deck, we would have been in a much better position, but that's all right. We are still very much in this game. I think we're still very likely to win this game. We're just got to see what our opponent does here. Playing another Irida. Wow. What could you be missing here? I'm convinced that this guy doesn't even run Baxcalibur. which is crazy. I mean, he has the Chien Pao, but he doesn't run the Baxcalibur, which is just doesn't make sense to me. And if he does run it, there's no reason that he hasn't gotten it out yet like that. That should have been his goal turn 1, turn 2. Like, and he just hasn't done it. And he's had the Iridas. He's played 3 of those to try to find them, and he's picked other stuff instead. And he didn't. Oh, and he concedes. Okay, cool. I was like, I don't understand what's going on with him. Well, let's see what our time is real quick. We might be able to play another one, actually. Let's go ahead and do one more match. We'll see what we can do with this one last match. Playing with United Wings. We'll see how long it takes to queue up. Looks like we already got a match. Playing against Don RC. Don RC, shout out to Don RC. If you see this video, Don RC, let me give you a quick shout out and say good luck on this game. Let's see what we can do against Don RC. Chose head, flipping the coin. You know, something that I really enjoy about this deck is that 95% of the time, you know, like I said earlier, you want to go second on this deck. And 95% of the time, your opponent wants to go first. So, really, even if you don't win the coin flip, you win the coin flip. If that makes, like, if you follow on that. So, we do have level balls, we have ultra balls, we have flamingos. We have a lot of ways to get stuff done here. We are playing against a Charizard deck. It does look like it's just a flat out Charizard with Arceus and Pidgeot. So, we're gonna see what we can do here. We have the Nest Ball to find the Squawkabilly. That's awesome. Squawkabilly right there. We have Flamigo to find more Flamigo. We have Level Ball. We have Ultra Ball. This is going to be a great pop-off hand. So we'll see what we can do. We're definitely, as long as we can find that energy, we have to find this dark energy. Okay, what's going on? What's going on? Is my Wi-Fi trying to crap out on me? Come on. Hello? I'm sorry about this, guys. This should not be happening. Okay, there it goes. Play that level ball real quick before timeout happens. Okay. What is happening with my Wi-Fi right now? Guys, I am very sorry that this is happening. This should not be happening right now. Let me see if I move to a different room. Sorry, my stairs are kind of loud. Okay. We did go downstairs. It does seem like our Wi-Fi might be a little bit better down here, so we're gonna stay down here for a minute. Get rid of those. We want to find something else to throw away. Throw away the Murkrow here. Okay. And now, I really wish I knew if I needed to switch first, but I just don't have a way of knowing that. So we are just going to have to throw it away. Like earlier, we research first because it gives us that extra card to look at. And we do find the Dark Energy, which is great. We are going to have to get rid of some other stuff here, which is not so great. But we do get to find one more wing to throw away. Nothing in there for the rescue carrier to really grab right now. So Squawk and Seize. Do find a Ditto. We find a level ball. So with this level ball, we actually want to go ahead and find this Routes and put him out, so that our Kirlia can evolve from him next turn. Got the double turbos to charge up the Flamigo. Like we're doing really good here. We do get the knockout on the Charmander. Turn 1, great turn. Always a great turn when you can take a knockout on turn 1. And we find our other routes. So, you know, maybe we shouldn't have used that level ball to find routes, but you can't guarantee that that's what you're going to pick. Even though there were 2 of those in the prize cards, you still can't guarantee that that's going to be what you find. So still better to have it and put it out. Plus, if we grabbed it with the prize cards, it wouldn't be out right now. We would still have to let it sit for a turn before we evolve. So let's see. So they are chorusing, playing Ultra Ball. Get rid of Nest Ball and Iono. Wow, talk about having all of the artworks. Playing the Arceus V Star. Starbirth, find 2 cards. Rare candy to go up into the chart. Oh, go up into the Pidgeot to find another card. Interesting. See, this Arceus V-Star Pidgeot EX, I do understand like why that's such a great combo. But at the same time, like I get setting up that Pidgeot so that you can use it every turn. But just at the beginning, it seems kind of weird. They do get the Infernal Rain. So they are going to be able to use the Burning Darkness. They are getting set up really, really well here. We're going to have to do something about this. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to pull up our Flamigo and start swinging with him. Go ahead and evolve into the Kirlia. Throw that out. Question here is, do we want a Zinnia or do we want to use Serena? I think we go ahead and use Serena here. We have to discard our whole hand. Well, we don't have to discard our whole hand. We'll hold on to Zinnia. We do get a lot there. Heavy Ball to find another Watchel. Nice. And then we can Level Ball to find another Watchel or Murkrow. And we can Ultra Ball both of those away. That gets us 40 more damage here. Always great to have that. I'm tempted to grab that Gallade and Buddy Catch. So we might actually be able to start using that soon for a boss's orders. Let's keep building first, and then we'll do that next turn. That could have been a bad play, but we'll see what we do. Because we do get to actually refinement that Watchel right now, so that probably was the right play. Level Ball for the Murkrow. And now we're swinging for 180. So we do get to hit them for 180. That's a great hit. It is over half of their damage, or over half of their health, which is always good. Because that means that next turn I do get the knockout on it. Now, obviously, we don't want to be taking 2 turns for each knockout, because if we're taking 2 turns for each knockout, then we're not going to win that race. You know, one of the things that benefits this United Wings deck is that statistically, they're getting 1 prize card for every 2 that you're getting. But if you're taking 2 turns to knock out each of their Pokemon, then it evens that race out. So, they did get to evolve that Charizard, which is not very good for us. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we see a retreat here. No, okay. I kind of expected a retreat into the fresh Charizard. Try to postpone the knockout a little bit longer, but, you know, I'll take it. Do get the other Ditto out. Go ahead and refinement this Murkrow. We do find the boss's orders. Doesn't help us a whole lot here because we're hitting 240 right now. And I think that might be max. Yeah, that's max. So unless he puts something else out, the boss's order is not really going to help us any longer. You want to hold the collapsed stadium because if we can get 2 other Pokemon on the bench, then we can actually throw away one of them with the collapsed stadium, and we can get rid of the Squawk ability, which is always a risk here, especially as they have a big hand, they have big hitters. One boss's order to take out Squawk ability basically wins them the game, puts them ahead in the race by enough that there's not really much coming back from it for us. They do Ultra Ball. I wonder what they're trying to find here. Trying to find the V-Star? Oh, I think they're just trying to thin. Okay, they're just thinning their deck a little bit. Makes more sense. So we do still find the boss's order. So if they try to throw something down here, if they try to play a Pokemon, I do have a free knockout on it. Artisan and Pidgey. It's for the Manaphy. Okay, so I do have a free knockout on the Manaphy if they drop it. Question is, are they going to play it or not? Doing a lot of searching, a lot of digging. And that's the turn. Interesting. Just seeing what trainers I had, or what supporters I have. Okay. Go ahead and use Refinement, because we really do want to get that Clara soon. We really do want to get that Clara soon. Let's go ahead and Pow Pad now. Clara and Serena. You can see that Pidgeot has free retreat. So that doesn't do a whole lot either. Yeah, I think our move is just to attack straight forward here. Just hope that we can draw into something here. We gotta have something on this draw here. Ugh. I will say this Charizard matchup is one matchup that is very tricky for this deck. I've only beaten it twice, I believe, and those were when they get really slow starts. Usually when I go up against this matchup, this is it's not necessarily out of reach, but you do become a lot more reliant on drawing into something special, whereas, you know, typically when you play matches, you want your deck to be set up in a way where I can find what I need when I need it. And sadly, against this matchup, that's just not able to happen. I mean, we had a really great start. We have max damage from our United Wings in the discard, but everything on their board is just so high HP that it doesn't matter. And now we're at a point where if we can't find an attacker here, if we can't find a way to get our attackers here, then we are just SOL. So we're going to put up the Kirlia. Go ahead and use Artisan. We don't have anything for it to find. We'll get rid of it for Collapse Stadium, though. Yeah, and that's going to be game. Oh, man. Well, GG's. We're going to go ahead and concede that game. So, you got to see a win. You got to see a lose. This is kind of how United Wings does. I've seen it do some of the best matches. I've seen it do some of the worst matches. I've seen it where you play to a point where you get max damage turn 2 or turn 3, and then I've also seen it brick so hard that you start with just absolute garbage for the first 2 or 3 turns. So United Wings is always kind of a hit or miss. It's basically up to your draws and your shuffle at the beginning of the game. But that is the United Wings deck for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was a little bit of a longer one, but I hope you guys had a good time. Anyways, we will see you again in the next video. Be on the lookout for it, probably coming Monday. I think I'm going to take the weekend off. But we'll see you in the next video on Monday. I hope you guys have a great weekend, gamers, and we will see you all later.